In 1, 2, 3, and we are live. Hello, everyone. As usual, just give us a minute so we go ahead and share our live stream on our pages and copy the link and send it on our status, and then we'll go from there. Give us 5 seconds.
Thank you.
Okay, we are live. I'm sharing right now.
Okay, I'm going to copy this link, ladies, and then I send it to our group chat. So you can also use that and, post on your status.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready, we can go on.
Oh, we should share. Okay. Live.
Yeah, send it in the group chat.
Okay. Thank you. Okay.
Sherry, are you okay?
Oh, yes. Thank you.
All right. Take it up, ladies.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Back. Thank you, viewers. Hello. Thank you all for watching the Molly Show. I'm here with my co-host, Miss Olivia, Miss Molly, and you're watching the Molly Show.
All right. I know today is going to be an interesting day for us because we have a guest with us today,
Woo. Woo.
uh, Dr. Harry Nje Tebo. He's a medical biochemist and he has a PhD in therapeutic medicine. So, with not much to say, we're going to bring Dr. Tebo live with us and we'll have some questions for him. And of course, if you have questions for Dr. Tebo, please put them in the comment section for him to
Philip.
answer.
Drop it there.
All right. Hi, Dr. Tebo. You are on with us. Welcome to the Molly Show. Okay, Dr. Tebo, I cannot hear you.
He's
Uh,
on mute, please.
Can you please unmute your mic? Okay, give me one more second. Let's see. Do we want to? Let's see. Okay, since I'm trying to control this, can one of us text Dr. Tebo that he
Okay.
mute?
I'll text him. That week. Okay.
Thank you. That is Dr. Tebo. He's from Cameroon. So bear with us,
Bear with
viewers.
us, guys. Yeah.
Okay, I think he dropped out of the live.
Yeah. I
Uh,
think his internet is
okay,
really the best.
not a problem. Before we get Miss Molly, can you please just continue to tell Dr. Tebo to join with the link, and if he comes on,
Yes,
I'm going
ma'am.
to see him on the StreamYard board. So, but before then, okay, let me see. I think he's back.
Okay.
Oh, he's back.
Yeah. I think the connection is the problem.
Yeah, the connection is a problem.
Yeah.
So, but not much ado. We can just go back to take some of the few questions that we had after our live show, if that's okay, ladies.
Yeah. That's okay.
Okay.
Okay, I'll keep watching out for Dr. Teboy when he comes back on. Okay, so we had a few questions, and that's why we brought Dr. Tebo in today. One of them were there are women without orgasm which could be treated like which the reason could be medical conditions, and we had another one that say, what about men without orgasm, don't they exist? And we they wished for us to talk about it. That's why we brought a doctor online because, of course, us ladies, we were talking about our personal experience, and we couldn't talk more for men. If we had to do that, it would be like, okay, what we heard or what we read about. So we understand that our viewers wanted us to talk more about men. That's why we brought in an expert to talk about it. But ladies, do you think there can be a man who does not have ejaculation during sex? What do you want to say about it?
After that question popped up, I've never thought of it. I always think like I just thought that men always get to climax. I've never even had that in my mind, like, oh, maybe there's a man out there who
Mm-hmm.
cannot even ejaculate or who cannot even erect or something. So I was so happy when that question came up. Sorry, I think Dr. Tebo is back. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, not a problem. I'll go ahead and see that. Yeah, just continue, Molly.
So I did not even know that something like that existed, because
Exactly.
I had always have this in my mind that when a man is on top of a woman, most of the time the man can even reach to climax without the woman reaching to climax. So the fact that this our follower came up with that idea, with that question,
Question.
yeah, it really made me like to get out and think more, like, oh, maybe there's a man out there that is having sex with a woman, but for some reason they don't get to climax.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I
And
see
that's why
Dr.
Dr. Tebo is here to help us from a medical point of view, to tell us what's going on, what can be the cause, and how
Yeah.
can that be fixed. But again, before we get to the questions that we have for Dr. Tebo, we'll give him the opportunity to introduce himself and tell us a little bit about himself.
Dr. Tabo, you are on. You can go ahead and tell our viewers a little bit about you.
Yeah, I'm Dr. Harinji Etebo. I'm an expert, like I said earlier, in medical biochemistry and therapeutic medicines, where I obtained a dual PhD in those disciplines. Currently, I'm in Cameroon carrying out some sensitization that includes all the ministries. I've done that with a couple of Cameroonians, over to 4 million Cameroonians have
Wow.
actively participated in my sensitization campaign because I've visited ministries, schools, banks, colleges to educate them. So I do more of field work than office or sitting or hospital work. So I educate people in this aspect of therapeutic medicines. I ensure Cameroonians and people at large around the world to know how to live well with dietary aspects, to curb down toxicity of medications, and to see how you can live a healthy life without relying on medications. So I also use medications as well to treat patients when necessary,
And
but I
Wow.
try to reduce toxicity as much as possible.
all right. Thank you so much, Dr. Tabo, for that introduction. I think we had a few questions. Molly, you want to go for it?
Yeah, I want to go first. Thank you, Miss Olivia. Miss Henrietta, thank you. And Dr. Tebo, we are really happy for your presence here, for hanging us with. Sorry, my voice is not really the best. I'm going through a lot right now. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, Dr. Tebo. Um, Last week, 2 weeks ago, we had sexual pleasure part one, and one of our viewers left a message for us, and and the person was asking for questions. So we are like, okay, let's bring somebody with a medical, somebody that know what is happening medically, because
Background.
we can't really talk about that. We don't really know anything about medical side of it. We will talk about, like Miss Olivia was saying, we're talking about our personal experiences. That's what most of the time we come to this show. We talk about our personal experiences. But I have a question for Dr. Tebo. My question is, what are some of the causes that could make a woman not to orgasm from a medical point of view?
There are so many, so there's more than one factor that can be responsible for that. But basically, with the experience, the main reason that a woman will not have orgasm in time or at all could be psychological problems. Aspect of it. When the woman's psychology is not with respect to the activity she's carrying out, which is sex at that moment. Let's take an example. If your husband you are living with or your boyfriend you are having sex with, you have the conception that he's cheating on you all the time, or he's brutal towards you, or he's having sex with you forcefully, that is enough to ensure that you delay to have orgasm. Another aspect can be hormonal, like a case where a woman have premenopausal syndrome, that's before menopause or is already within the menopause. She has limited estrogen hormone in her, which will ensure that she will not have that anxiety, that interest. So without that psychology in place, it will affect her. Another factor is drugs. There are some drugs that they use to treat some patients who are female folks who are suffering, let's say, for psychiatric issues, mental, brain related diseases, or like those who are having dementia or some other brain things that health conditions that have to do with the nerves in the brain. Those kind of individuals will have problems with orgasm because their nervous system is not functioning like an ordinary person or female. That's why you observe that a girl who is tender will attain orgasm faster than a woman who is elderly.
Wow.
But some cases too might occur as a result of pills, like birth control pills, like those ladies who take pills to prevent pregnancy. It creates an imbalance in their hormones, and as a result of that, they cannot respond naturally like other women would do.
It makes sense.
Wow. I didn't even thought of that at all.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for that clarification, Dr. Tebo.
You're
I'll go for
welcome.
another. I don't know if any of the ladies have another question. If not, I could proceed.
No, no, Molly, go ahead. That's
Okay.
what. No, I don't
Okay, Dr.
Go
Tebo, I
on.
have another question for you. Is it possible for a man to have sex and not reach climax? If yes, what could be the cause?
For men, there are several cases that occurs like that, and the main fact there are different factors. A man who has diabetes, for instance, will have problems with erection, which would inhibit him from going to orgasm. Because when you have an increase in sugar or you are suffering at the pre-diabetic stage, we call insulin resistance, you have a problem with which we classify as erectile dysfunction or partial erectile dysfunction. When erection is not enabled, orgasm cannot come in because orgasm will come in when the penis is triggered properly. And also, not just for sugar cases or diabetics or insulin resistance, some people who suffer from hemorrhoids also have erectile issue, those who have what we call locally pile,
Yeah.
and those who have issues with their spine. But majority cases goes with those who are also having neuro disorders, nerves
Oh,
related issues like dementia, Alzheimer's disease, or some psycho, some mental problem that has to do with the brain. I'm trying to simplify my communication as much as possible to ensure that I don't use some words that will be difficult
yeah.
for you to comprehend. But generally, you see that age factor too comes in because when there is an increase in age, weight usually comes alongside. And when weight comes alongside, the male main hormone, testosterone, that stimulates the man and encourages the system of the man, the male, to be able to attain orgasm quickly. That hormone steps down when weight comes up. That's
Oh,
why it's difficult to see a man who is putting overweight to be able to satisfy a woman compared to the man who is athletic in physical build because weight gain comes with a drop in testosterone alongside.
okay.
Ooh. So man wey fat no walk. Man wey
Eh,
slim no walk.
It's the
That's
man
how
who
they
is.
know, that's how the system,
Eh,
that's how
I
the
did sorry,
system
do have
makes
to give
it.
a big deal laugh.
That was a good
Doctor
one.
Sebo, that's a good one. But I want to clarify.
Follow-up
I don't know.
question.
I'm still
Okay.
confused somewhere around what you're saying. So my question again is, like, what about men that they are erect, they get in, but they don't get to climax? What can be the cause?
Yes,
Yes.
some most men can come to you as Jesus Christ and tell you that they love you. You get to bed with them, they have sex, they give you food, but they will not come out because they are taking some medications to prevent them from coming out quickly.
Okay.
Most men in this century, they don't want to come out quickly to attain maximum satisfaction because ladies generally delay. And men with a lot of anxiety should not take more than 5 to 10 minutes maximum. So if a man is exceeding 10 to 15 minutes, means he's surely taking some other alternative medication or a drug to
Mhm.
ensure that he has that delay.
Ladies, I hope you guys are hearing. If a man delay, push it, drive him, may go. So
Eh,
when he close her eyes, I
well,
say, oh yeah, no, no,
No,
me
I
go
will
kill
not
her today.
recommend you just push because some men will want to delay to please you as well. Because if he has to ejaculate and you are still retarded in the process, he will feel unsatisfied for not satisfying you. And that is going to create some gap between you and him because he will feel that you'll be going out there to search for a man who will at least lead you to that Jerusalem of satisfaction orgasm because women are always longing for that.
Yeah, we should. Man go do her. Man get for enjoy you, Dr. Tebo.
Yeah.
all right.
All
Thank
right.
That
you.
was a good one. That was a good one. I have two shout outs online. I see Doris Rich Girl. Doris Rich Girl is a very, very constant follower. Thank you so much. She says hello. I see Miss Nora Atamda. Nora, we miss you today anyway, but we'll talk about that later. Hi, Miss Nora. We can see you online. Thank you all for following us today live. Again, if you have any question for Dr. Tebo, this is your chance. Drop it in. Dr. Tebo is going to answer your questions. And please, if you're online, we are live with us. I see a few people. Please give us a shout out so we know you are there. Thank you. All right. Miss Henrietta, any question?
Oh my God. Um, Dr. Tibu, I want to thank you first for accepting our show. And you said a lot about everything Miss Molly said. And like, I have like two, three questions, but Miss Molly asked the third one, which was about the climax for the men. Like, why do some men take very long time to reach climax? You already talked about that. And I'm really so excited about this because I'm in the medical field and you mentioned so many things about weight, about mental health. I think you nailed so much about mental health, like mental health, the drugs and all that, that disturbs the brain for somebody not to reach orgasm. And I think with us here in the United States, mental health is a big problem.
Mhm.
And you also talked about health, weight. I'm in Texas. Texas, we're big. Like we have so
Yes.
many big people. We have a lot of obese and diabetic people. And I come to realize you're right because we have a team that is called the Savette. Miss Molly, Miss Olivia, and I were there, but it's
Mhm.
unfortunate. I want to give a kudo to Miss Olivia's husband. She does sports. The husband plays well, and he is skinny and he looks good. But
Mhm.
mine, I tell
Really?
you,
Yeah, no,
he
no, no.
goes in and out of the field, and he's tired. So, Mr. Tibo, I think we need to work on that. So, I really want to thank you for bringing that up.
Later, you know
But
where?
my
Not small.
question that I have is, I'm sorry, is why are some men 5 second men? Like, why do they come in and why do they get to us and in 5 seconds they're done?
Okay. Yeah, when you get a man who comes to you 5 seconds is off you, there can be
Mm,
a possibility. There are different factors. One of the main factors that will lead to that is a man with extremely high anxiety. A man who
mm,
is extremely excited over sex or lust over the woman can easily do that. Some of them drop it out even before ascending the woman. That's one factor. Secondly, some men have a problem with infections. There are some men who are having some STDs that is already chronic or getting acute that can cause him to have that kind of loose ejaculation. But generally, it is excitement. Excitement. A man who is at the peak of his excitement will do that so quickly.
Oh, thank you so
70,
much.
70% of men who ejaculate so quickly are those who are extremely excited, and those who don't get into drugs that will play a role in sex. Because there are those who take drugs and those who take caffeinated products like coffee, they too
Oh,
have resistance. Those who
Mm.
take chocolates, coffee,
Oh,
cola nuts, Coca-Cola, they have more resistance because it contains caffeine, and caffeine retards ejaculation. It delays ejaculation.
oh.
It has a negative effect on the nervous system.
That's good to know.
So are you saying that if somebody have a as the view we have viewers out there, if somebody in a relationship with a 5 second guy, they should give the guy a lot of caffeine?
No, a caffeine has a negative impact on the system over time, but it has
Okay.
some instant advantages like stimulating the nervous system. You become a fast thinker, you become
Mm.
faster in activities, but with time you can have neuro disorders, you can have nervous problems, you can have hypertension. So we don't recommend that. We look at the cause of that fast ejaculation. For instance, if the person is having his own related to sugar, we stop the sugar. I gave you
okay.
example. If you have gone through some of my videos, I've stopped thousands of individuals all over the world with diabetes too. I've cut down weight for those who are extremely obese to overweight and brought those who are overweight to normal body weight. So we look at the causes in therapeutic medicines, otherwise classical medicine where we dwell on symptoms. When a man is ejaculating very fast or too late, we find out the cause. We target the cause instead of using alternative drugs.
Oh, thank you so much, Dr. Tebo, about that. So it's like you target the cost. That I think that's a good one. Thank you so much about that. So the next question is gonna be like, what do you think about masturbation? I don't know about women. If women do, but I know about men. So
Masturbation is a practice which, at the medical point of view, it is necessary sometimes. Because if you are a man, you masturbate prior to the week you intend to get your wife pregnant is another advantage. The sperm that will be produced will be very fresh and healthier than the ones that have stayed in a man for the past 8 months, eight
Wow.
weeks, or 5 years.
Wow. Dr.
Because
Teba,
sperm
I don't know if
production
you have
takes
to pause
place
and
on
say that
daily
again.
basis. If I
Doctor,
want
can
to
you
get
please
my
say
wife
that again,
pregnant,
right?
I'll ensure that I masturbate a week before that, or I have sex with her with a condom to release the sperm that have been accumulated for some while. But masturbation have addiction. That's what we should understand. We should take that into consideration. And when it comes with addiction, it brings a serious social hazard. It can break up the relationship. It can create conflict. It can create misjudgment or misunderstanding. Because when you are addicted into masturbation, you will not have interest towards your spouse. And he or she might start being suspicious. So we should take that into consideration.
Wow.
But
Wow.
That's
we
a
have also researched and confirmed that those women who masturbate, especially with what you use as lubricants or body creams to masturbate or masturbation creams, most of those creams are carcinogenic. They contain cancer-causing substances, which in long run, it will cause you cervical cancer. The men are easily free from that because the penis cells are not like the vaginal cells. So we should be very conscious of that. I even move ahead to advise women or folks around me that condoms that are not quality condoms should not even be used because the oil which is used as lubricant on those condoms or used as lubricants and sold in some pharmacies or drug vendors as lubricants, they are potential sources for cervical cancer. So we should be very, very alert or conscious of that.
okay.
Wow.
Well, thank you, Dr. Teba, for that. Miss
Thank
Henrietta
you.
is up for a moment. Okay, let me just take some of the comments that I have. We have Miss Lucinat Attempt, she says, we are here. Oh, thank you so much for watching. Miss Nora Turner says, thanks so much, Dr. Harry. And Miss Marfo Agnes says, I'm live with you all. Thank you so much. And she says, happy to see and hear from Dr. Harry Tebo. Thank you. Miss Nora says, love this show. It's very educative. Thank you, Nora. And then we have Donato's chair. She says, hey, Ma. Hello, Donatus. Thank you for watching. All right. Dr. Tebo, I know let's just have like one or two more questions, and if there's any other thing you wanted to add, we'll go from there. So we've talked about reaching the climax and how long some men takes to reach climax, but my question is it normal to have a low sex drive? That is it normal for a man to have a low sex drive?
Okay, for a man to have a low sex drive, is not very normal because naturally, I would say God being the omniscientist and based on scientific research and some field studies, the sex drive of a man naturally should be very efficient. If it is low, there are factors that might have contributed. In some cases, it can be genetical, and that's hereditary, in other words, but that is a very negligible proportion of our population. Majority of the people you see who have a low sex drive, low leaders, low libido, poor libido, are those individuals who indulge heavily in alcoholism. When you go beering, when you go lager, you go drinking a lot of alcohol. That's a potential cause for that. Sugar is the main and the most dangerous factor. If you know that you are giving your husband as a woman food like rice, flour products, bread, in short, carbohydrates after 4 p.m., about 4 hours to bedtime. If he's having a poor or low libido, poor erection, low sex drive, you should know you, the woman, you are responsible. If a woman's a guy or man or husband, you serve him foods that are carbohydrate rich, very late, 2, 3, 4 hours to bedtime, you are helping him to lose his potential as a man because that is going to lead to what we call insulin resistance. And when insulin resistance comes, poor libido comes in, poor erection comes in. But other factors, alcohol is not different from eating bread late because alcohol and bread, they end up the same. If
Yeah,
you take
fermentation.
lager, you take beer, and somebody eats bread, another person eats cake, another eats some pasta, pizza, all of them fall in one category. They end up with insulin resistance. That's pre-diabetic condition. Erection will go up, libido will go up. But we are still reiterating that those who are on medication that have to do with their brain, their nervous system, they always
Mm-hmm.
have a negative feedback when it comes to things like erection because there is a gap in between their neurons, their synapses becomes a bit
Yeah.
wider. That's why we recommend that those individuals should be given an increased dosage, but regulated
Oh,
increased dosage of what? Omega-3 oils.
yeah.
Good omega-3 oils like what we call, if
Fish
you know
oil.
when you were baby, they gave you cod liver oil, is very good for those who are
Mm-hmm.
on brain medications. So low libido should not have any excuse with respect to natural life or welfare. It should not exist.
Okay.
Okay.
Except
Wow.
you have a
Thank you so
hereditary
much.
problem.
Okay. Wow. Thank you so much. I have one more question for you, but I have to take the reactions from our live guests. Let me see. Let me scroll down to the last one. I know the last one, Miss Nora said this show is educative, and they said good one, Mrs. Carey. Okay, yes, because I asked about if um if it's normal to have a low sex drive, and then Miss Ruth, hi Miss Ruth, where have you been? She says, happy Sunday, my ladies. Are we talking about sex today? And
Uh-huh.
I responded, hi Ruth, here we're talking about masturbation, low sex drive, why some men
Yeah.
don't climax, etc. So Miss Ruth says, Mr. Harry. Okay, so it's Dr. Harry. So the fufu my husband ate, he ate last night at the birthday party
Sister.
by midnight. How do we do it? Eh? And
Dr. Hari,
thank you
help
for
us, oh, help us,
Miss
oh, help us.
Miss
Now
Nora
you
saying,
the
"Hey,
chop.
so those African food, oh, carbs,
Mm-hmm.
oh,"
Mm-hmm.
and
Oh,
then
now, can I
we
come
have one
in?
from Donatus Chair saying, "I'm here, Donatus Chair, thank you." So let me get to the last question. I know before then we'll have another one from the audience because they're just trying to catch up. So
I,
it's
I think I'm sorry. I think Mr. Dr. Tibo has something to say. He was trying to say something when he talked
oh
about road fufu.
okay. Talking about the fufu
Yes.
doctor.
Yes.
Fufu is my most favorite meal. I love fufu because I love eating
Papa,
alone. But I will
doctor.
not
Chop
eat
fufu
the
how?
fufu
Man, no
alone.
go chop fufu how?
That's my favorite meal. But I eat the fufu in the morning. That's my breakfast. To ensure that I use the
Okay,
sugar before night. When you
okay,
eat the
doctor.
fufu, you eat the achu in the morning. Before night, you have burned off the sugar. So it will have no
Boom.
effect. But when you eat it in the evening, I go to bed. When it is broken down, it will be reconverted and stored as sugar in your system. Erection problem will
Use it
come
as
in.
energy.
Una don't hear no. Man one hot
God.
pot for morning time post my
So
picture.
No
Una
more
say
achu, no
room
more
get the chop
fufu.
fufu for morning
As
time.
12 o'clock past, no man
Fufu
dey
for
chop for the
morning.
house.
Yes. So fufu for breakfast. No be say whatever. That's sleeping fufu for morning time. They hot night for breakfast. Don't hear no.
Yes.
Okay. So that by
Thank
night
you, Dr.
you will
Tibo.
break down.
you're
Thank you so much
welcome.
for that. Okay.
So
So Miss Ruth that you were talking to, she said, "Got it. That makes so much sense. Thank you, doctor."
no more IHOP. Nope.
Okay. So the question the question I had was, it's just another way around to the first one. Because the
Mm.
first question I asked was, is it normal for men to have a low sex drive? So the other part of it is, if your partner's sex drive is too high, how do you do it? How do you do it?
That's,
Ah,
Uh-huh. Dr.
that's good.
Tebo, give us. How
Okay.
can I handle it? Eh?
Doctor, do you
Yes,
even have
if
to say
yours is
something about
too
that one?
low, if yours is too low and your partner as a female, when yours is lower than that of the male, it becomes a pretty serious problem because you will hardly have satisfaction from that same male. The probability of having satisfaction from him is extremely very low. But you can work that out, and the first way to work that out is to ensure that you watch your weight. That's the first factor because when the woman has much weight, it contributes to that. You will have extra estrogen dominance. It means that your level of estrogen is excess. You have to moderate it. That's the first factor. Any moment you see that your first two fingers, your thumb and your wrist, your index finger, cannot go around your wrist freely, if they cannot meet like mine is meeting, you should know that you have the opportunity, you are exposed to estrogen dominance as a woman,
Mama, we take up.
overweight. The wider the gap in between those first two fingers, the more exposed you are to estrogen
Oh, the two
dominance,
fingers.
and the more
Wow, this is a good
exposed you
one.
are to
Oh,
overweight and some other factors.
this
Now,
is a
coming
good
to your question,
Sound good.
what we are supposed to do in that situation is first of all stabilize your estrogen levels. When your estrogen level is stabilized, you will be more sexually active than normal. And now, when you are more sexually active than being dormant due to excess estrogen, you'll be able now to play the feminine. Estrogen is a hormone that makes you more feminine. You will have more anxiety. Though there are some ladies who go for some natural remedies and options, but I would not like to inculcate that kind of ideas into your heads. But the first way to adapt, or to regulate your sexual relationship with the opposite spouse is by working on your psychology. If you work properly on your psychology as a woman, you increase your drive. You should have passion for that individual. Before, prior to sex, you have to go into pornography. It will help you, but not addiction in pornography. Because if you are slow, you go into it deeply, you one day disappear from that man's side and concentrate with phone and
Wait,
sex toys.
pornography.
Papa, doctor.
No talk. Oh. Hmm.
Now, Dr. Tebo
That's
talk
an
about
No,
what
option.
we
we
need.
talk. Oh, okay. But
That's
that
an
was
option. That's an option. Pornography is an option medically to correct situations like that, but you should be cautious of addiction. You should be cautious of addiction. Masturbation is condemned religiously, but we recommend it during spermogram where we need sperm to carry out the test of a sperm for somebody, of the sperm of somebody. Pornography is a taboo when it's used wrongly. Even water, when you drink it wrongly, it becomes harmful. Everything that you exist have its advantages. If a woman does not watch pornography, she will take longer time than the woman who watches pornography before sex. That's indisputable by any scientist in the
Molly. I see
world.
you.
Okay.
Once you watch pornography, a man can touch you on your nipple and you have orgasm as a woman. But if you have not
Okay.
watched pornography, you might even give him a spank if he attempts to touch your t-shirt. So
Now,
the
Dr. Tabo
pornography
talk
has
about.
a way it plays over your psychology and prepares your
It's true.
hormones for that.
It's
Wow.
true.
But we should avoid addiction. We should
Yeah.
avoid addiction.
Yes. I think
And the
everyone.
last advice I'll give is that you stabilize your hormones as a woman. There are some things you do, your hormones become a bit stable.
Yeah, I was about to
Stabilize
ask that. So, how can you stabilize your hormone, doctor? That's what I was about to ask. I think that's the main thing.
Okay, we have some diet plan that you take that will help to stabilize your hormone. We have
Mm-hmm.
done some research and found out that the banana flower bud has potentials of doing that when it's combined with the pineapple and the peelings of the pineapple.
Wait, oh,
So
That
you
is
mean
banana,
that?
very effective.
banana.
If
Doctor, please say it again.
banana
Doctor, what
flower
kind of
bud,
banana? You mean
that
banana
red thing you
talking
see under the
banana?
bunch of a banana, I call the
Yeah,
banana
the
flower
red
bud.
thing
They
on
call
that.
it locally picking banana over
Yes.
Yeah,
here.
Cameroon go final. Also, we say for America.
For
Okay.
Mexico, we'll go Mexico.
No, it's okay. Well, privately you can contact me. I will direct you on some things that are around you. You can work on that.
That
Okay.
that
Thank
that
you,
sounds
doctor.
good. That
And
sounds
I
So
good.
any
cannot
other?
discuss that in the public.
Okay, I think Miss Molly's hand is up if I understand that
I
well.
have I have a question. So, Dr.
Yes,
Tebo, in this situation,
yes.
Miss Olivia asks if a man's sex drive is higher than a woman's sex drive. What if the situation is reverse? A woman's
If
sex drive is higher than a man. So how can the man catch up? Stop eating fufu? Is that it?
Alcohol.
yes,
Lose weight.
What if the man is
no,
not big?
no,
In some
if not,
situation, the man is not big. The woman is not big, but the
yes,
woman's
if
sex
the
drive
man
is
takes
higher than
time,
the man's. How do the woman handle that? Because I want more, I want more, I want more.
yes, I'm
Ooh.
getting you very well. If a man, let's say, if I have a woman who is my wife and my sex drive is less than hers, what am I going to do? That's the question.
Accept it.
Good.
No,
In
wait,
that
pause.
case,
Dr. Tebo, please, one
Yeah.
second before I continue with that, because I have a very funny question related to that. Miss Ruth says,
yeah,
"I beg, high sex drive, no be problem. Oh, na my
Uh-uh.
answer prayer." Miss Ruth, if the Miss Ruth says if the husband has high sex drive, it's her answer prayer. She does not have a problem with that. And then she says, "Thank you, Dr. Tebo, you have spoken well." And then I have from Miss Mafo Agnes, she says that thank you, Dr. Harry. You have given both the positive and negative facts for individuals to
Yeah.
make their choices. That's what we love. Thank you so much. And Miss Nora says, banana plant and what? We needed to know. I think it was pineapple. I wrote pineapple, but I don't even know that was the best part of
yeah,
the
have
answer.
pineapple that's half ripe with the peelings.
Okay, pineapple back. Miss Nora, if you can listen to that. And then we go to Miss Ruth. Miss Ruth says again that that's an answer prayer. I beg. Miss Ruth prefers that high, be
High
high
one.
on the sex drive. Okay, Dr. Tebo, please, you can continue. I wanted to add that
It's all
to what we're saying about the high drive. Okay, I know you were talking about Molly asked the question in reverse, right? That if it was the woman
Who
who had
has
Go
a
the
ahead and
sex?
hide.
Who
yes.
it was a woman who has a higher sex drive, and she wanted more, more, more. And the man cannot. We are trying to like, what is the man going to do?
Yes, if the woman have a higher sex drive or the woman have a higher sex drive and the man have a low sex drive, is that what you mean, or vice
Yeah,
versa?
not really a low sex drive. For some reason, the woman have a higher sex drive than the man, but the man doesn't really have a low sex drive. He has a
Okay,
moderate.
okay, okay.
Mhm.
In that case, the man have to use some other strategies to catch up because
Okay.
if I'm in position where if I'm in position where the woman's sex drive is so far higher than mine, I will not be very satisfied because it's extremely very uncomfortable for the man to step down when the woman is still active. A man who is potentially fit for satisfying a woman should ensure that the woman gains orgasm and plead that she needs to rest before he steps
Woo,
down. That's what I do, and that's what I expect
woo,
any man out there to do. And
woo.
for that to be met, the man need to consider some particular aspect. The first is that he should work on his psychology and that of the woman. Generally, when a man ascends on the woman or is acting during sex with the woman, he can control his psychology to an extent that he will wait for the woman to attain orgasm before him. It's the psychology of the man that is very important, is the top priority. But those who are weak and cannot work with psychology, they have to go in for second options, option B. And that option
Mhm.
B include things like what? Like coffee. That's the most common. 70% of what they take as Viagra contains caffeine.
Okay,
That's what
yeah.
they go for. Some go for chocolate, some go for whiskey, some go for beer, but all those things that are not good because in the long run, it damages your nervous system. The best thing is to train your mind. You show some dislike in your conscience towards the woman you are having sex with, your ejaculation will delay. If I'm
It's
on you
true.
as a lady and I lose concentration about you, I
Oh
focus
yeah.
on my job when I'm working on a patient, I maintain my erection, I can stay on you for the next 2 hours or three.
Ooh.
Active, but nothing will come because I want to hear
Yeah.
you tell me that you are tired or I will even sense it physically. That's what a man who is in 2023 should be conscious of.
Wow.
So using drugs is not so effective. Just that deviate your attention from the activity, but maintain your erection. You don't have a problem.
Wow.
And to achieve all of this, you must have a good dietary plan. That's my advice. Go for semi-ketogenic diet before switching to ketogenic. If you go for
Yeah.
semi-ketogenic diet where you reduce carbs greatly, you are going to achieve that
Chris
within a very
Porter.
short time.
Wow.
African man reduce carbs,
You
fufu,
get
African
egg,
choice.
man should reduce
cassava,
carbs
bobolo.
Now
when
you
we
the
say
cook.
semi, when we say semi-ketogenic diet or reduced carbs, we don't achieve sugar only from carbohydrates. You can get
Yeah.
sugar from good fats.
A
You
lot of
take the
stuff.
carbs in the morning so that you use it by evening. But the African man is suffering from that because they take the tea and the bread in the morning, they eat the fufu and the yam at night.
Midnight
That's
to
where we have
midnight.
problem. That's why we get too old before our ages. We should learn to eat carbs in the morning because carbs will end up as sugar and fuel that you don't use is stored. So we must consider our diet.
Wow.
Wow,
Oh
that was
my God.
wonderful.
Thank you so much, Dr. Table. If you don't mind, Miss Olivia, before you go to that, um, Dr. Table, you told us to hold our wrist, and I was so guilty. I was doing that like 20 times. I was struggling for it to reach with my nails. It didn't reach, so I really think I have to lose that weight.
You
It's
have to
not
do it too.
going. I tried. It's not going. So I really want to thank you for that because I had no clue. Thank you so much.
Okay.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Thank you, Ms. Rita, for that. Okay, let me just get the last questions. I don't think we had a question, but we had a lot of shout outs. Thank you, Dr. Table from Miss Ruth. She says, let the part and try catch up with the Mamidian.
I know.
And um, Miss Doris Rich Girl says, this is very impressive. And then
Yeah,
Miss
it
Marco
is.
Agnes says, you got your doctor, you eat well and then you eat timely because we just noticed that go ahead and eat the fufu in the morning and you'll burn it out before night time. So and eat well and eat timely. And then Miss Ruth saying, Sister Hen, me too, the fingers no retouch at all. We're all working on it. Miss Ruth,
Sister,
we're trying to work on
never
it.
join you, well.
Yep. We're trying to work on that. So I don't know, ladies, if do you have any other questions for Dr. Table before we round this up? And our viewers, before that, please, like I said, if you have any question for Dr. Table, drop it on the comment section. I'll go ahead and read it to him. Let me see. I'm going through I don't see any questions. All right.
Yeah, I don't have any question for Dr. Tebo. I think he's answered all the
A
questions
lot,
we
and he
have.
answered a lot.
Yeah,
We were broad, but
yeah.
he tried to he brought it all together. So, Dr. Tabo,
I, if you don't mind, I think I have a question, Dr. Thibault. You say you're in Cameroon. Where precisely? Because I think some viewers want to reach out. Maybe they have family members that have issues. They want to reach out so they can reach out to you. So where are you precisely in Cameroon?
Okay. Actually, I am very mobile, but I have a base. I'm very mobile, but I have a base. In the main base is in Bamenda, another is in Kumba, one is in Limbe and Mimboya.
wow,
So currently, I'm
that's
doing some
good.
work in Southwest, but what I would prefer is the person gets my contact. Since I'm working with all the ministries in the 10 regions, you get my
Mhm.
contact. In case of any issue, you get to me through my contacts, and from there, we can proceed with whatever issue you are facing. That's how I've been operating for the past 6, 7 years.
Okay.
Okay,
And
yeah,
you have Facebook. I'm sorry, you have Facebook, you
Facebook,
have Instagram and all
Facebook,
that. Okay.
I have Facebook, WhatsApp, and YouTube videos carrying my names. If you go to
okay,
So
YouTube, you have
viewers,
more of my videos,
all right.
and even on
thank
TikTok.
you.
Yeah, for our viewers, Dr. Harry Table is on Facebook. His name on Facebook is Harry Table, and you see below it says expert in using food as medicine.
Mm.
And yeah, I think that's a snapshot of his page on Facebook. I wish we could share that, but you can see him on Facebook, and on Facebook he is as Harry Table. We have one more question from our audience. We have from Miss Doris Rich Girl. She is asking Dr. Table, is it possible for men with a small penis to satisfy a woman?
Oh. Oh,
Okay, Dr. Table, I don't want
just
you to clear that
allergies.
throat
Oh.
here.
Dr.
When I
It's
Tebo,
finish cough,
allergies. It's
when I finish
allergies.
cough, maybe Dr. Table talk. Are you
Allergies.
done coughing?
Allergies.
Allergies go kill someone for you.
as allergies, it's not me, it's allergies.
Okay, can I?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
We are waiting,
Yes,
Dr. Tebo.
the size of the penis has a very minor role to play if the woman is a normal woman who does not go about making use of extraordinary
It's true.
creams or chemicals on her system, on her vagina. If a woman's vagina is extremely natural, when it touches water, it rejuvenates, it adjusts its size to the original size that it has always been. But when there is
Mm.
regular usage of cream with artificial penis, sex toys, the vagina loses its originality. That's where the man who has a small penis loses satisfaction with time. He cannot
Hmm.
satisfy the woman, nor the woman gets satisfaction from him. But once your vagina is the way it has originally been, sex over
Yes.
time will cause some slight changes, but it will adjust itself as the man comes in. A man who understands he has a small penis should have a good experience. Good
Mm-hmm.
experience means that he should know
Mm-hmm.
the position of the clitoris very well and make
Thank
good use
you.
of it.
Eh,
If he cannot study the position of the clitoris, then he will not attain his intentions. So that's what I will advise. But conclusively, before we go, I would like to put up a point that in any relationship between male and female or two couples, we should try to adapt to the other. When you learn to orientate yourself in a way you adapt to the other, irrespective of the size, the age, the beauty, the
Mhm.
handsomeness, the wealth, and other social ills that may exist between the two of you, that adaptation is the only factor that can make the two of you gain satisfaction. If you have social disorder, there can never be satisfaction in sex. It's impossible because
It's
psychology plays
understandable.
a major role when sex is concerned.
That's
Thank you very much.
thank you.
wow. Ladies,
Wow.
please give a round of applause to Dr. Tebo. This was
Dr. Tebo, good job. Good job.
Thank
Thank
I'm
you.
you.
doing
Thank
I'm doing a
thank you.
British clap. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Wow.
Thank you.
I've
Welcome.
learned a lot. I've learned a lot. And I need to put it in practice.
That's nice. You'll be great.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So Miss Olivia, back to you.
I
Did
think
she freeze? Okay. She's right there.
it's like how many views right now? I'm seeing somebody else here. Okay.
It's you. I think you freezed and then you came back up.
Then he came back. Yeah.
Okay. That good?
Thank you. Mm-hmm.
All right. Dr. Tebo, thank you so much. I don't know how to explain this. We have had
Yeah,
I think the second guest we're having on our show, and we had a lot of questions that we couldn't answer. We're glad that you're here. You know, you helped us answer all of these questions. We're extremely grateful for your participation on our live show today. Our viewers, again, Dr. Harry Tebo is on Facebook as Harry Tebo. Please reach out to him. You can even, for our viewers back home, you have a big advantage. He
Mm-hmm.
has just
he's
explained that
there.
he can be
Exhausted.
everywhere.
He's
Limbe,
mobile.
Bamenda is
Mm-hmm.
over. So
Yeah.
please take advantage. Let's get back our health, get back our relationship, get back our sex
Mm-hmm.
lives.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get back our husbands. Get back our husbands.
Get it
Mm-hmm.
back. So and again, to our awesome viewers, we can't thank you enough. I have the last one from Miss Mafo Agnes says, "Thank you, doctor. That's another effect of mastication. A small penis doesn't matter for a natural
Sure.
vagina." And then she corrects it to masturbation. Okay, thank you for the correction. And the rich girl said, "Thank you, very well said." Miss Mafo says, "God bless you, doctor. You are so resourceful. Thank you." And we have Miss Ruth who say, "Wow, that's powerful. Adaptation to one another." Noted. I think that's very important for
Yeah.
It is.
thing.
True.
And again, we usually say it, before or even at the end of our live video that we're going to give our experiences here. We're going to give it out the way we think it works. Dr. Tebo has added it from the medical view. What works for me might not work for you. So go out there, do the research still, ask questions. Feel free to drop
Mm-hmm.
the questions after our live video because some people come out when the show has ended. Go ahead and drop it. We'll go ahead and answer them. And again, please let us know what you want to hear next. We'll try our best to have someone to talk about it if we can't. And we hope that we really gave you enough information today. Like most of our viewers said, today was very educative. We hope
Mm-hmm.
that you enjoyed it, and many more questions, many more of these episodes are going to come. So
I
again,
can't wait. Yeah. I can't wait for Dr. Table next time.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Please.
We're gonna bring Dr. Tebo next time. Yeah, Dr. Tebo is
Yes.
gonna come
All
next
right.
time.
So
Yeah.
on Facebook, Instagram, we're on
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube, and on TikTok. We're getting a hang of it. Next time we'll be live on all of these streams. So if you are not on Facebook again, you can always follow us there. And again, from all of us from the Molly Show, is have a
And
nice
with Dr. Table,
Dr. Timo with us today. Have a nice Sunday.
Have a nice
Bye.
Sunday.
Dr.
thank
Bye.
you all so
Timo.
much.